Good morning, everybody. How are we all doing? Morning, happy Monday. Morning, Mark, Paul, Robert, Evil. How we doing? Peter, Chris, Pitorian. Morning, Jules. How we doing? Jules. So good. Named him or her twice. Could be either. I don't know. Morning, George. Morning, Peter. How we doing? Right. It's Monday. It's Trump Day. So today is the inauguration in America. So as of tomorrow, everything goes nuts at any moment for no reason whatsoever. So yeah, bank holiday in the US. So there's no US session this afternoon. So we'll see what happens in the morning session, but we might get a rotational day today because there won't be any movement during the US. So just be aware if you're trading futures or prop or anything. Obviously, it's shut this afternoon. So no opening range breakouts or stock index hedge trades attempted this afternoon, just the morning session. So we'll see how that goes. Apart from Trump being inaugurated today, there is no other news. So it is a no news day again, which means very low volatility usually. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, back to Trump land. It's going to be fun. Morning, Mumo. So just going to do a quick recap of the recap of the week. A quick look at all the news that we've got coming up this week. There's quite a lot of important news this week. We'll obviously do the usual indices, look through the position trades, go through the zones for the zone trader, and yeah, usual stuff this morning. So any questions, just fire them away as we go. This morning, DAX, there's no pre-market on the DAX today. The range is too small. Range is 190 today on the DAX. On the pre-market, that is. Opening range actually looks quite small at the moment as well. 220. So at the moment as it stands, if we don't get any volatility in the next 1 minute, there's no trades on the DAX this morning on SIH because the ranges are too small. No volume this morning, no movement. So we'll watch that. FTSE's broken long. Just have a quick look at where we're potentially going on these. So I've got the hourly charts. So FTSE, we put all-time highs in. Actually, that's not all-time highs, is it, on the FTSE? Let's quickly go back. Yeah, it is. Yeah, so all-time highs on the FTSE. So today, obviously, upside target. I'm going to move down. First target just below last week's high, which is Friday's high, which is the all-time high, just in case we get an M pattern reversal to fill that news gap that we had there. So was that the open? 9 o'clock, 7 a.m. Sorry, that was the news, wasn't it? That was the news last week on the I think it was retail last week, wasn't it? On Friday. So yeah, we've got potential gap fill opportunity to the downside. We've got 3 big propulsion moves to the downside as well to come back and test. So there's a good chance of a downside move on the FTSE today after this massive 3-day rally we've had. So if we do hit that high, I would expect to see some sellers start to step in up there. Obviously, if we break this low, that is my 5-hour target to the downside. So if the FTSE hedges today, target's going to be the gap fill. So obviously that TP will move down to there, and that'll be an easy exit. DAX, obviously we're up at the highs as well. No trades on the. Oh yeah, no, there is. We did get some movement. So DAX 240 on a 238 range. Look at that. That was close. Just about got enough volume to get 10% of the average daily range in, and long on the FTSE on the DAX as well. So DAX upside. Whoops. Today. Again, DAX, we're all-time highs. So sky's the limit, basically. If we break Friday's high, which we are literally trading straight into now, we'll get a pop out the top. How far we go, well, the FTSE's off. So we'll see. But my target, obviously, 3R, 5R, just stand within ADR today. So we'll see if we can get break to the upside on that as well. See where we go. Right. So news today. Obviously nothing. Tomorrow we've got the claimant counts at 7 a.m. for the pound. We've got the WEF annual meetings going on at the moment. It's difficult. These meetings, World Economic Forum is kind of, there's a lot of talking heads going on there, but they don't tend to really talk about individual countries as such. So we don't usually get much volatility out of them, but you never know. There could be somebody, one of the heads, just come out and say something. So got to be aware it's on, but I wouldn't necessarily pay too much attention to anything that comes out of it unless it's a big thing. So we've got that going on for the first, I think it's 3-day event, isn't it? 4-day event. Tomorrow's the main first news of the week, which is the CPI for Canada. That is forecast to be a massive negative. So we're expecting the yearly to have dropped by 0.1 on the median. Common is the one that we tend to look at least. So 0.1 drop. So we're looking for some negative moves on the CAD tomorrow. They're forecasting the monthly to be a 0.7 drop, which is absolutely huge. I'm not quite sure why they're forecasting that to be such a massive drop. If you look at previous forecasts, we got a 0.5 positive there, a 0.4 there. These are within, actually that's a 0.7, so that's actually fairly big as well. So big forecast. So if we get a big deviation on that, so if it comes out something like a 0.2 or a 0.3, that's going to be massively bullish. If this doesn't come out as a negative or down as they're expecting, again, that could be potentially bullish. So tomorrow, basically, we've got a potentially big move coming on the Canadian dollar. So we'll have to watch that closely. CPI comes out for New Zealand, a quarterly figure. They're expecting that to drop as well. And then into Wednesday, we've got absolutely nothing. We've got Lagarde speaking, but other than that, no forecast news. Core retail and retail for the CAD and the US unemployment on Thursday as normal. So again, more CAD news, very CAD heavy this week, as you can see. And then Friday's the main day this week where we go into the Bank of Japan policy update. So we're expecting a 0.25 point increase, bullish moves on the yen. So if you look at where the yen is at the moment, specifically US dollar yen, we've got some strength which came in last week on the announcement that they were going to increase interest rates. We got a lovely propulsion gap retest. So we put propulsion gap in, which was breaking or trying to break that low and that low there. They retested and slammed straight through it, and then they jumped straight back in and resold that support. So this looks like a clean break and hold to the downside. So shorts on that because we're expecting positive moves on the yen based on interest rate rises, which are coming in on Friday. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the market buying into the yen this week and everything against the yen starting to come down. But we'll wait and see. They're still undecided. So it may or may not happen. Then it's PMI day on Friday. So we got all the PMI figures coming out for everybody on Friday, as we usually do. So euro, pound, and US dollar. So Friday will be busy anyway. But because today is Trump Day, starting tomorrow, yeah, all forecast news will be obviously forecast news as usual. But at any point, you can have Trump tweeting something or posting something on Facebook or wherever, where he just says something about what he's going to do without telling anybody. He won't talk to any of his advisors. He'll just say it, and then he'll talk to his advisors, who will then tend to come on just after he's made the market do that, and they will say, what Mr. Trump meant to say was this. And you get all these massive A-shaped and V-shaped recovery moves in the market. So be prepared for that. I remember distinctly last time Trump was in, I was running the Telegram group only, and I was constantly in Telegram getting people saying, what the hell just happened to oil, US dollar, gold, whatever, because it would just move like that for no apparent reason. And then all of a sudden it would, over the next 3 to 5 hours, just go straight back to where it was. So this is a good example here of actually there's multiple examples here. Typical V-shaped recovery moves. Yeah, that's what a V-shaped recovery is. There's an A-shaped recovery. And they're basically just big spikes and drops, but they tend to be way beyond ADR. So ADR strategy, if you're using the ADR reversal indicator or the ADR dashboard, brilliant during Trump, because he just moves it for no reason and then it just goes back to where it was, because he says something and then the world realizes that, yeah, okay, that's fine, but he's not going to implement it for X a number of weeks, months, years. Or he says something and then everyone comes back on from his government and says what he actually meant was this, and they undo the move, basically, because he's renowned for just saying things without thinking. So as of tomorrow, when he starts to lay out the policies, and this week is when he's going to lay out the policies, okay, so all the trade deals that he's been threatening, the Mexico border thing that he's been threatening, everything that he's been threatening and talking about on the run up to him getting into power, this week he's going to sign it all off. So all the rumours will be confirmed. So when we get the confirmation of rumours, you tend to actually get the proper move starting. So there's very mixed speculation as to whether it's going to be massively bullish or bearish for the US, what he's going to do with the trade deals, because what he's looking to do is increase tariffs everywhere to try and encourage manufacturing more in the US. So the US making its stuff and selling it to its own self to make it cheaper. So he's putting the prices up, or the import tariffs on everything that is imported into America, and some of the stuff that's exported as well, which means it starts a trade war. So you tell the UK, we're going to put 2.5% on everything that you sell to us. We go, no problem, Mr. Trump. We'll just increase our prices by 2.5%. He then goes, well, if they're going to do that, we're going to put it up by 5%. We go, no problem. We'll put it up by 5%. So what tends to happen is when a trade war starts, if it starts, is it can have a very negative effect on the US dollar, because Americans can't afford to buy the stuff. Yeah. So but it can also have a very positive impact on the dollar, and it depends how the other countries react, which is a complete unknown, because they don't know what they're going to get slapped on them either, do they? So be aware this week is potentially going to be quite tumultuous, just movement all over the place, but we'll wait and see. So let's have a quick look back at the indices, see where we're going. So we got clean breaks on DAX and FTSE this morning. FTSE's 1.5R. So on our way to that weekly high. So we're going to retest weekly high by the looks of things on the FTSE. Dow's obviously clean broke into space, so that can go wherever the hell it wants to. There's very, very little volume look this morning. We're jumping around quite a bit. You can see there's a lot of movement, which is very slow and jerky, which indicates there's no volume in the market. When it wants to get an order filled, has to jump a couple of ticks to actually get the order done. So there's very little volume today, which you'd expect because there's no US trading. Look, you've got gaps here. Look, see the size of that move. Two big orders came in and moved it all the way down there. There's just no volume today, so just be a bit careful. These are the types of days where if you can get a few hundred in the bank, it's worth just taking, because this could all just very easily go in the opposite direction if someone places big orders. But it does look bullish at the minute, so we'll see where we go. Right, ADRs today. New Zealand dollar Swiss extended on ADR. This isn't really an ADR. If you look, we've actually got a gap down situation. So this is all usually broker related. New Zealand dollar is very susceptible to overnight or over weekend gaps. Morning Greatfield, morning Virginia. So we got a gap down this morning, which filled immediately. So this hit here, if you take that out of the equation, or rather that out of the equation, and apply it over the top there, you can see that this isn't really an ADR. It has pushed, obviously, but I wouldn't call that an ADR hit typically. So that's your only ADR. Obviously, there's no weeklies because it's the first day of the week. We have got some monthlies in there. So Euro Pound, I think most of these have actually played out already. So that's roughly the beginning of the month. So there's your monthly range hit on the Euro Pound, 125% of the monthly range. We have already had a pullback on that one, but not particularly big. We've also got pound odd and pound CAD, all the pounds, because the pound's been really weak. So there's pound odd, great example of a potential long opportunity there. So that's your monthly extension already done. We're on the 20th of the month. We've got 10 days of trading left yet. So looking for a pullback on that one. I've got 4 long on that one at the moment. Average at ADR. So just looking for a push back up into propulsion probably to get out of that. See how far we can get. But if you're looking for a 50% retracement, nice little profit available there. Pound CAD. That's just getting back to break even now as well. So we are starting to push into propulsion. Dangerous area here. So that is where we started to pull back for a couple of days on a little flag. News broke that low, so that creates a propulsion move. This is actually our first retest of propulsion, so it's whether or not we got some sellers coming in here and adding on to that position. If not, we're probably looking to fill propulsion, which means we should be able to get up to ADR to do that one. We've also got the propulsion gap at the top there. So bear in mind as well, the Canadian dollar is going to move with the US dollar. If Trump moves the US dollar dramatically, the Canadian will also get manipulated. So you've got volatility coming on the CAD as well as the US potentially over the next week. We've also got a lot of news on the CAD this week as well. Pound New Zealand and pound US are the other two. So it's all about the pound. So again, bit of a flag formation on that one at the minute, and it looks like it's trying to come and retest last week's high today. Last week's low. So potentially this could be going either way. Tricky one. It's gone sideways for a week. And the pound US very much sideways last week as well. So lots of propulsion gaps to the upside. There's your monthly high so far. Sorry, no, it's not. Yes, it is. So that's the month. That's your extension. That's the entire month's range. And obviously, we just sat around and did nothing. So market kind of did sit around all last week and do not a lot with most pairs, because the market doesn't want to do an awful lot until it knows what's happening with the US dollar, because obviously US dollar is over 50% of the worldwide transactions. So until we know what Trump is going to do to the dollar in return, in terms of driving it or dumping it based on the trade deals and what he's going to sign off, market is very reluctant to actually move, because you don't want to do a load of big transactions in the dollar when you've no idea if you can buy it better this week or worse. So this week we should get some decent volatility coming in. So those are your monthlies. There you go. There's a reversal on the DAX. So yeah, just no volume on the DAX today. Big 5-minute candle just gone into the downside. So we're coming back in and retesting the open. So this is your opening range. So we're retesting the propulsion caused by the opening range. So if we are going bull today, this is where the buyers are going to add into the bullish open. So this is a good buy spot if you want to go long. FTSE, not very strong, but still going. So if we break through that propulsion gap, just indicates there's no buyers in the market. Doesn't indicate there's sellers either until we break the lows. So come back to those in a minute. Right, so those are your ADRs, weekly ranges, RSI extensions. The only RSIs we've got to look at the moment, the Euro CAD. So Euro CAD pushing on a 3-day, this is 3-day, day 3 of the 3-day push. We've just got extended on the hourly above the 70 level. Would be much nice to get this up to 80 and come and retest last week's high, because this is this area here. So we hit this as very strong support. Yeah. And then we broke it, retested it. So we know that everybody that was long at that area flipped short, retested, added. So somewhere around here would be a beautiful short today if we can get up there. So approaching ADR, weekly high for a short, extension on the RSI. So we'll be looking for some kind of pullback. It's either going to be a pullback on a long leg, or this is a pullback on a short. We've also got that's also extended on the 4-hour. So again, same as this trade here. Yeah, just looking for the 4-hour extension to cause a pullback. In this case, it would be a continuation short, coming down and retesting the monthly low, which I think is an old yearly level. Yeah, so this area here from back in 2019, we found support at and popped. We came back and retested it here, broke it, tested. So it's an area of interest that price has kind of reacted around multiple times. So this is kind of a flip zone, if you like, within the range. So at the moment it's bullish. But again, we need to see what's happening with that Canadian dollar based on the US. And the only other extension we've got is the Aussie dollar CAD. So on the hourly, 4 hourly, that's just extended over the 70 level. Again, exactly where we'd be looking for a pullback in market structure. That's your new lower high. Looking for a lower low to be formed. This is where you're going to sell it if you're going to put a lower low in. So we'll see. So those are your RSI extensions. Do you get the same leverage for indices that you do on forex? No. You can do. If you trade indices on robo forex, you can get higher leverage, but there's higher spreads on robo forex, I find. So I trade on Darwin X. You don't need high spreads, high leverage for indices, because it's a stop loss based strategy or a hedge based strategy, whichever. So because you're typically trading low time frames and you're not holding long term, you don't need high leverage. You only need high leverage for position trading or swing trading, lots of stocks basically. Lots of instruments. Getting a bit stuck on the FTSE. Propulsion gap is holding. So potentially we have more buyers stepping in at the open. Very little volume on either today, actually. That's why we're getting this move. I think it's more slippage than volume today. Futures on robo forex? No. Morning, JC. No, your brokers won't. Some brokers supply futures, but most brokers will supply CFDs. These are CFDs. This is a CFD, not futures. Right. So that's the overview of all of that lot. Zones. Just going to run through the zones for zone trader. Anybody that's trading zones. Starting at the beginning, I'm just going to go through the levels that need changing. If they need changing, if they don't need changing, they're just going to stay in place as normal. So already got Aussie CAD. I need to put the support resistance propulsion indicator on here so the symbols are a little bit more obvious. So this is Aussie CAD. Looking for retest of those highs here, which is the previous low. So I am long, and I'm getting to the point where I'm just going to get out of that, and then I'll flip short that area, and assume that we're going to hold that range high. Obviously we're bearish, so shorts are more important. Aussie dollar Swiss, we're totally range bound at the moment. I've got shorts on this. I've been short on this for a bit. A couple of shorts. Next entry is going to be up there if it gets there. Next entry, exit to the downside, is going to be down there, and I'll flip long, assuming we're going to stay range bound. Until it proves wrong, it is range bound. Yens, I'm not trading at the moment. Staying clear of all yen pairs until we know what's happening with the policy at the end of the month. End of the month, but end of this week. We are forecast to go up in interest rates, and obviously that would be potentially bullish for the yen. So you're probably better this week looking for short opportunities on everything against the yen. However, obviously shorting the yen is incredibly expensive if it doesn't work out. So if you're position trading, swap is important at the moment because of the interest rate differentials, and it costs 17.47 to hold a short on this, and it makes 5.55 for a long. Evening, Dallas. So yeah, want to be looking for longs on it really from a financial perspective for holding. So I'm not really interested in trading any more yens at the moment. But if you are going to get in short, obviously watch that high, that low there rather, that propulsion gap for shorts, because they've added to it twice. Might even want to just jump in short here because this is where they're holding it, isn't it? So Aussie New Zealand have a short on at the moment. Again, really didn't go anywhere last week, so I'm looking for a push back down into the lows. Aussie US, again, same thing. That's where we opened, that's where we closed. We didn't go anywhere, and I'm still in a long, and I'm still waiting for a retest of the highs. Nothing to do. CAD Swiss, got shorts on. We are starting to come down now again. As you can see, didn't go anywhere last week. So looking for a push back down into this area here. There's multiple supports on the way down. So I'm going to watch what happens today, and I'm going to check in on this periodically and see if I can get down into these lows. CAD yen not trading, Swiss yen not trading, euro odd. First short went on Friday, so next short entry will be in the gap. So we've got a gap down there. So if obviously this gap down is going to become orphaned, and it looks at the moment like the buyers really struggled to get back to the gap. If that is the case, obviously, I'm short, and I will get out on a short. What have we got coming up below? Yeah, so assuming we're going to hold this range at the moment, if we are, I'm going to get out of the short here. I won't take longs because longs are too expensive. So I will get out of the shorts there and just take profit on that. And then see what happens. If it pushes up again, I'll be looking for more short opportunities. But yeah, Euro odd, that's the target to the downside. Obviously, if it does push up and I need a second entry on it, we'll be getting in at the gap. Euro CAD, second short taken, so I need a new short. Nice, easy. So we got nice resistance to the upside, which broke, and we retested that. We retested it, we broke through it, came down, retested it. There's your support resistance. That'll be my third entry short if required. Downside, looking for the market structure to continue short. So we should break that low. So that's where I'll get out. Euro Swiss, absolutely sideways. I've got longs on this. I'm going to get the target today. I'm convinced. So didn't give it to me twice last week. It didn't give it to me. I took this entry. It's back here somewhere, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. Sorry, it wasn't. It was here. Took the entry last week. I had another one on previously, didn't I, as a short, and that took ages to get out of as well. So Euro Swiss just sideways at the minute. So long from there, didn't get out. It put in lower highs twice. We've just put another lower high in on again yesterday, on Friday rather. So today I'm looking for a push up into the highs. So as soon as we get into those highs, first sign of rejection, I'm out, and I'll just take the profit on it. Euro pound, got 5 shorts now, so target is still the accumulation to the downside. We've got these highs here which are holding nicely. We held on Friday, so hopefully we'll hold today. If we do hold today, obviously going down. If we do break this high today, I'm giving it all this room. There's not a lot really to look at in there before we get up to this double bottom which broke on the news. So that is my next short, which will drag the average up, and then I'll be looking at this as a leg up, and I'll be looking for a 50% retracement on it to the downside, but not really going anywhere. Euro yen, nothing. Euro New Zealand, totally sideways. You can see the zones I've got. I am short. I've got 3 positions on. I can't do anything about it because it isn't going anywhere. So obviously double top, next short, exit, back down at this little area here, there's another little area there which could act as support, but don't know. If we're going to break down, and this is your peak formation high M pattern up the top, we broke the lows, so market structure shifted short. We put a lower high in, we weren't able to go lower. We put another lower high in, weren't able to go lower. We put another lower high in, we did go lower. So market structure is high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, looking for their exit. Euro US, longs on at the moment, again, not going anywhere. So next entry on this, because we're down at sort of all-time-ish lows, is just down here. So I'm looking to scale in if it breaks to the downside, but not going anywhere, can't do anything with it. So if we do break up and we hold the range, I'm looking to get out somewhere in this propulsion gap here. Yeah, so that's where they resold the propulsion gap 4 times. If we do get up to there, I would expect them to hold this propulsion gap, unless they've got a reason not to. Either way, I want out up there. Pound odd. Have 4 buys on at the minute. Looking for a push back up into this accumulation, which was supports, accumulation, break, retest. So this is where the buyers were holding the position. They got run over, flipped short, added to the shorts. So that is where we're going. It's the only reason I'm targeting this level is because it makes me profit. However, depending on what's going on with the portfolio, when we get back to here, because that's quite a strong break, there's a potential here, obviously, for them to retest and go short. So market structure is bearish. So that would be my lower high for another leg down. So I'll watch that area. If we get back there, it's going to take a couple of days to get there, especially today because we've got no news. Pound CAD got longs on, looking for a push back up into this support here. So this is accumulation, looking to get back up into there. Just looking for some sort of invigoration in the pound. We've had such a lot of bearish movement in the pound over the last couple of weeks. Just looking for them to pull back a little bit, take a little bit of profit off of that move before they potentially add more volume to the downside. So we're buying up the lows. We had a triple bottom rejection. So it looks like obviously market structure's broken to the downside. If you look at the pound CAD on reversal alert on the hourly. Yeah, so this is, we had a reversal alert in there. That was a reversal alert there. And then we came and this, although it looks like a complete 100% double bottom, that is literally 1 tick lower than that low. So obviously because it put a new low in, we got a new reversal alert support rectangle and then a new structure break. So this is basically your W pattern over 3 days. So I'm looking for them to just start to roll this back over a little bit, but we'll have to wait and see. So so looking for longs up into there. Pound Swiss, longs on at the moment. Looking for a push back up into that propulsion gap there. So assume until you're proven wrong that range is going to hold. If it is, that's where I want to get out. Pound yen, I've got longs on. So pound yen, I've got longs on. I don't really want to be in, but nothing I can do about it because I'm in it. So if we are going to get this continued strength in the yen, that's where I'm going to enter the next position at that low. Obviously, we've got high, low, lower high. They will probably overshoot that to put a lower low in, and then we'll start a pullback. So just waiting for them to put some moves in for Friday, basically. Harold, you seen the meme coin for Trump? No. No, not yet. I'm sure I will. Let's buy Trump dust. Yeah. Yeah. Gold, don't trade gold, Sonny. I'll have a look at it in a minute for you. It's insane. Leader of the free world's meme coin. World has gone nuts. Yeah. The world goes nuts for anything to do with crypto. which is why the world is nuts. I've said it once and I will say it again and I will never stop saying it. If you don't know what moves a market, you should not be trading it. Yeah. Nobody can tell me who invented crypto, who invented Bitcoin. Nobody really knows how it works. Nobody really knows how it's manipulated. And banks, institutions, and businesses aren't touching it with a barge pole, and they make the world work. So, not interested. Pound US dollar. And the fact that you can have a coin with a dog on it, and for a person that owns a car company to say something and drive that thing up and down to make people millions or lose millions, means you shouldn't be going anywhere near it. It's nuts. Anyway, I'm long on pound US dollar, looking for a retest of propulsion. We've got a very weak shorts in at the minute. We have just broken that low and retested, so there is a potential bounce there, but this isn't going anywhere at the minute. So I'm in it. I'm long. I'm just waiting to see what happens. But as you can see, US dollar's been incredibly strong in the run up to Trump getting in. I just think there's a possibility of a very nice pullback on it while we're waiting for Trump to sort his life out. New Zealand dollar CAD got longs on at the moment. I'm looking for a break even on this. So when I get to sort of 5 or 6 positions on, just want to kind of get out at a break even without a loss, which is the whole purpose of trading, is to make money, not lose money. So getting out here at a break even today means I haven't lost anything. I got in completely wrong. I've been wrong for weeks and I haven't lost the money. So that's what it's all about. So looking for a break even exit on that. I am looking for longs on it because of the swap fees. I'm not going to flip short, but equally I don't want to hold it just in case. So if you look at the support resistance on the New Zealand dollar CAD at the moment, it's a very clear low where we put in a new high. So we had a big strong buy come in there, but that was actually just a new leg in the shorts. So assuming we're continuing a downtrend, that is a 50% retracement. Potentially that's the next leg down. So just get out, break even, don't take a loss, and walk away and go, that was wrong. New Zealand dollar Swiss, longs on at the moment, just a single. There's your last trade there. So yeah, looking for triple top high to get out of the long. Not going to short it, too expensive. New Zealand dollar yen not trading. New Zealand US totally sideways now for pretty much 3 weeks. We have gradually moved down, but got 6 on this as well. So as you can see, my exit is in the propulsion retest area. So if I can get back to there and get out with a break even, job done. US dollar CAD, shorts on, sideways for weeks. Can't do anything with it. It's going sideways. Just got to wait. So looking for some weakness to come into US. US dollar Swiss, same thing. Just stuck. Can't get out. So looking for a break-even exit. And US dollar yen. Have shorts on. Did get a potential exit or almost an exit on Friday, Thursday stroke Friday. So I'm hoping we're going to get a continuation on this yen break. So we've already looked at this on the other chart, but obviously that is the first break short. So this is either going to be a false breakout and we're going to come back into the range, or it is a breakout on yen strength based on interest rate rises, and we're going to pull back somewhere into this range here, potentially, and continue short. So I just want out of this one. Swaps are far too expensive on shorts, $30. So I just want out, and then I will start to look for longs when it's basically a bit clearer what's going on with the US dollar. Yeah, so basically to do that, I've turned always in mode to false, which means that normally what would happen, because it's a swap long, is when we hit the zone, it would exit the short on bullish price action, and then it would get me in long, because always in mode basically gets you in automatically. But I've turned that off, so what it will do is it will just exit my short for me, and then it will sit there and it will wait for me to do something else. So I'm not going to be taking that long. So there's the zones. We'll see where we go. There we go. Why did you close that single trade on the pound US dollar, which I read on Discord? Well, this one here, I don't know, don't remember. Did I not say? Yeah, I said. Posy A took an ADR reversal for me yesterday on the pound US dollar. Terrible entry. So if you look at this entry here, yeah, this is an ADR reversal. So there's a low, there's your high. ADR on this pair is 121. There's 149. The entry on this trade was here. Yeah. So basically that it did a complete A-shaped recovery before it got into the trade. The move has gone. Yeah. So it entered after the move had happened. So I closed it. If you were trading, I've got mine running on the hourly time frame. In fact, I haven't now. I've turned ADRs off for the minute because I'm setting another account up to trade ADRs specifically, and then I'll start going on 5 minute. But if you look at it on the 5 minute chart, there, yeah, look at the entry, right? So this is an ADR reversal here. Where should you be getting in? Worst case scenario, that is a market reversal alert there. That is even a third retracement, but you got that out of it. Yeah, because I was using the hourly, that's where the EA got me in. I don't want that. It's awful. Terrible entry. Yeah, you're trading a reversal after the reversal's happened. It's pointless. So got rid of it. I mean, it would have worked, you know, but I would have had that. I took a tiny loss on it. I could have got out with a tiny profit. I could have got out with a bit more the next day, but it's an ADR reversal. We're looking for intraday reversals. It's happened, didn't it? No good. Right. A couple of US dollar yen shorts I want out of. Yeah. Yeah, if we can get out of that US dollar yen by Friday. So it's either going to, I mean, I wanted out of all my yens ideally by today because obviously we've no idea what's going to happen with Trump. He's going to potentially today. I don't think he will put any rules in today. I think we're going to see. Sorry, bear with me. I just got to adjust some orders quickly over here. I don't think he'll do a lot today because it's his inauguration and it's not happening until later on today. I think he'll probably get the inauguration done. I guess there's going to be a party after it, all that sort of stuff. I think business as usual starts tomorrow and it's a bank holiday today. So, you know, a normal, sane president won't make massive announcements when the banks are shut and your economy cannot react. Yeah, that's what a normal president would do. Yeah. Hang on a minute, the banks are closed. Probably best not upset the market while they can't do anything about it in case it weakens the US dollar. This is Trump. He might do. But you would expect not a lot of movement today. Tomorrow, he's going to start signing pieces of paper. So I ideally wanted out of this because I'm looking to get down into this propulsion gap, basically. In fact, that's where it might, if you look at the zone trader, that is where my exit is on that accumulation. So I'm not looking for a lot, but I'd ideally like it down there by end of day. But that means the yen's got to put 175 ADR in today with no US market after Japan's closed. Probably not going to happen, is it? So we'll see. But yeah, just want flat on the yen at the minute. I'm really unsure as to what's going to happen with the yen. I've been unsure since the intervention what's going to happen with the yen. We didn't get back to the intervention propulsion gap, which I thought we were going to. I mean, to take the market all the way back here and then not retest the resolve of Japan to intervene a second time, maybe market knows it probably can do it and it didn't want to test it. So I don't know. But anyway, we'll see. You got ADR 30 in zone trader? Yeah, because it's for scaling in. ADR 10 is for ADR reversals. So scaling in ADR, it's up to you. There's no right or wrong, right? ADR reversals, the indicator, the ADR indicator, and all the statistics I gathered are based on ADR 10 because we are looking for intraday reversals with ADR. Yeah, if you're scaling in to trades, yeah, ADR 10 can change dramatically, like on a day-by-day basis. If you have a 200 ADR, yeah, so the way ADR 10 is calculated, obviously, it's on the last 10 days of movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can't do it. 10. So where are we? That's Friday now. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's ADR 10. That's the calculation. So it's taking the distance of every single one of these days. Yeah. And then it's totaling them up and dividing them by 10. That is how ADR is calculated. And that, yeah. So you get all those distances, add them up, divide them by 10. If one of those days was that big, the ADR 10 figure is going to be dramatically larger. Yeah. So on a day-by-day basis, the ADR number will fluctuate like that, ADR 10, based on what movement's happening. ADR 30, because it's measuring 30 days worth of movement, which is 1.5 months in trading time, your ADR 30 will move something like that. Your ADR 60 will move something like that. So when you're scaling into trades, if you've got a long on and you need to take another long, the ADR 10 figure one day may say this is where you want to get in. 2 days later, it will say this is where you want to get in. 3 days later, it might say this is where you want to get in. And then another couple of days later, it will say this is where you want to get in, because ADR fluctuates dramatically up and down the shorter the distance it's measured over. Whereas ADR 30 is a lot more stable. So on a swing over a period of a week, it might say this is your entry, this is your entry, this is your entry, this is your entry. So when you're scaling in, it gets you in a lot more smoothly. But if ADR continues to expand for weeks on end, your ADR 30 figure will gradually move up. But your ADR 10 will go like that. Yeah, that can be the difference between 50 pips. Yeah. If you stick the ADR on your chart, you'll see the difference. Let me stick 2 on there. There's an ADR 10. And I'll stick an ADR 30 on. In fact, let me stick ADR. Let's do it. Oh. Okay, so there's your ADR 10 and your ADR 30 on the US dollar yen over the last, going back to March 2023. So you see how, right, you went from here. This is the difference, look. So around this time here, you were scaling in that 2-week period, somewhere between 112 pips to 220 pips. That's a 100 pip difference, yeah, from here to here. On ADR 30, you're looking at 116 to 176. Yeah, it's 50 pips variation. So instead of scaling in half an ADR being, I don't know, 75 pips, your ADR scale-ins would have been 110 pips. So your average price with that will be much further away than with that. However, that will cause slightly more drawdown. There's no right, there's no wrong. There is no right or wrong in anything in trading. There is different. Yeah, it's personal preference. But if I'm trading ADR reversals, I want to be measuring how much it's moving on average over the last 10 days so that we get big spikes on a single day. I'm looking to quickly get a spike, a scalp out of it within a couple of days. That's why ADR 10 is used in the ADR for getting in, because it's a short-term strategy. Should be a short-term strategy. And if you put the ADR 60 on there, deep pink, yeah, ADR 60, yeah, move from there to there, yeah, so it's just a different measurement, but for scaling into trades, I think ADR somewhere between ADR 30 to 60 is decent. Yeah, it's 20 trading days in a month. So ADR 10 is a 2-week range, basically. ADR 20 is a calendar month's worth of range. ADR 30 is 6 weeks worth of trading. So what's the average it's moved in 6 weeks? Roughly is what I'm looking for. So scale me into my positions roughly that far apart. Well, not because I'm using 3/4 of an ADR, not a full ADR, but yeah. Makes sense? You know, there's no right or wrong. I'm not saying one is better than the other. They're just different measurements. But for scalping, any scalping that you do, if you're going to scalp, and a scalp trade doesn't have to be on low time frames. You can scalp the hourly time frame, yeah. So you get in up here and you get out down there. You can do it all on the hourly time frame. A scalp is a small movement which generates profit, not a time frame. Yeah, everyone goes, "Oh, I scalp. I'm a 5-minute trader." No, you can scalp the 4-hour charts if you want. Yeah, when you see a reversal alert, get in and get out after a 1/4 of an ADR. It's a scalp trade. Yeah, it's in, out, quick. That's what ADR reversals are. In, out, fast as you can. That's an RSI extension, but you know, it's the same principle. It's fast movement. So you want, with scalping trading strategies, you need fast indicators. So you wouldn't use the RSI 21, yeah, because it's going to be too slow. You would use the RSI, probably the RSI 10 or something, yeah, because you're going to get faster movement, faster signals. You want to be reacting quick because you're getting out quick. Swings, you want slower, more measured, more accurate indicators. Just realized I had that set to ADR 10 for some reason, not 14. Did I set? Yeah, I switched to 10, didn't I? That's right. Do want it on 10. Okay. Right, there you go. So that's it for the session this morning. Right, so we've got a hedge. We haven't got a hedge, actually. We just haven't got any movement on the DAX. So the DAX is stuck. We're back inside the initial opening range. FTSE TP just about to get hit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to think for a minute. Just watching this thinking, are we going to put a lower high in which case this is where I want to get out. Look at that. It's totally, look at the algos working today. There's no volume, no trading volume today. Look at this algos. It's not a coincidence. The algos are selling there. They're buying here. Yeah, this is not a good day to trade today. This is a day to stop. So I'm going to close this out completely and be done with the DAX. I'm just going to lock in $60 loss. And I'm just going to give this a minute just to see if I can hit target. So guaranteed win for the morning, got 250 profit, $60 loss. This could well come up. today, which is absolutely fine. But if it doesn't, I don't want to get into a hedge situation where this locks in $250 of loss, which cancels the day out, because I can't trade this afternoon because the market's shut. So I'm just going to let this try and get to 3R. And I'm just going to watch yesterday's high if we test it, because there's a high probability we'll get a reaction at it. But if we do break it, this is new all-time highs. So we've got plenty of room to sort of jump out the top. Because we've got low volume today, you tend to find when you break a range on low volume, you get slippage. Because basically what's happening is any stops are being triggered here, and any stop and reverse orders are closing shorts and entering longs. Because there's not going to be a huge amount of volume anywhere, they're just going to eat up all of the short orders sitting there, and you tend to get a quick pop through a level, which can be obviously nice and profitable. But equally, if there's no volume to get through the level, you just reject and you're straight back down again. So TP is about to hit that. Am I going to have to help you? How many times have we seen this? There we go. TP1 hit. I'm not going to trigger your TP. I'm just going to take you to a hedge. So yeah, watch this area here. So guaranteed win for the morning, 143 locked in, $60 loss. So I've made 80. Trailing stop locked in on the second portion of the position. So this is either going to hit yesterday's high, we're going to get a rejection, or we're going to break yesterday's high. And if we break yesterday's high, we're in no man's land, all-time highs. So there's my 5R target, which will lock in 550 profit for the day, for the morning on the FTSE, which gives me 500 clear profit. So I'm going to let that one run. We're either going to reject, we're going to reject this, and then potentially start a retracement from a double top M pattern, or we'll break it and we'll go one or the other. But either way, locked in profit. Look at that for an exit. How do you mean the market is closed later? It's a bank holiday in the UK, in the US. So there's no trading futures. So there's no trading the NASDAQ, the Dow, or the S&P this afternoon. The banks aren't open in the trading is, trading's 24/5 in FX. So yeah, the DAX, the FTSE, and all the FX markets, gold, oil, it's all open. CFDs, but there's no US session. So if the banks aren't trading, the market's not going to move, is it? There we go. So we're reversing on the FTSE. Tempted just to take that and walk away, but I'm not going to. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt that we're going to pull back and break. So looking basically for this support resistance area here to hold. Hopefully we don't double bottom, because if we double bottom, it's just going to stop me out and then it's going to go, but we'll see. So no loss, but no great win today. Right, I'll leave it there today. Tomorrow's members session, I haven't got anything planned yet for the members stream for tomorrow. So if you've got any ideas, members, what you want to do, let me know. I've got some sessions that I've got planned, but haven't sort of properly planned them out yet. So I've got a couple of people have asked me to do a session on futures, but I can't really do futures trading in the morning. I can only do that in the New York session, because there's nothing much open in the morning on futures to trade because they're shut. It's a Globex session. So I can go through strategies in futures, which potentially will work. So a lot of people want to get into prop, because I've now, it's the same, it's happened last year when I was trading futures last year on prop, everybody got really interested in. It's just because they see it. When you see it, you want to do it. So I've got a session planned on futures and basically futures strategy, which is kind of prop strategy, really. So I might do the session on that tomorrow, and we'll just basically look at it. But it's very, very similar to the price action stuff that we did back here. All of these sessions here. So, I mean, basically, the way I trade futures is kind of summed up in these 4 members streams, which is basically reading price action. That's literally all it is. So that's all I do in futures. So you just basically look at what price is doing and you do what price is doing. So, for example, at the moment, you'd be looking for longs because price is going long. Here, it's not doing anything. So you wouldn't do anything. And it's just a case of waiting for levels. Yeah. So I want to be short in that. I want to be short in that. Yeah. So it's very, very, very similar to what we covered in those member streams. So, but I will try and do a session on it. So I might try and do that tomorrow. And then you can go and play, because tomorrow afternoon will be a good session in the US, because obviously we won't have had action today. We've probably had a load of volatility from Trump saying something between now and the open of New York tomorrow. But we'll wait and see what happens. So, all right. So member stream tomorrow is going to be at 9 o'clock as usual. 8 o'clock. Sorry, not 9 o'clock. 8 o'clock. And then back on Wednesday in the afternoon, we'll be trading the Nasdaq and the Dow and do the midweek analysis. So when I'm back on Wednesday with the next free stream, it's basically a case of looking at what Trump's done over the next 24 hours. But just be ready to react. There's a possibility. Watch your P&Ls on your position trades, because these things are going to change very, very quick. You're going to find it's going to go into drawdown very quick, and it's going to come out of drawdown very quick. It's going to go into profit very quick. So you're going to get a lot of spiky movement potentially this week. So just, with this type of market, I've got this long on Aussie US. It's worth setting alarms at levels. So, just stick a little alarm there just to ping at you and say, watch this, because this is an exit in profit for me. I've missed an exit in profit twice last week. I still think we're going to come up into this area on some US weakness. But because Trump's in now, I just kind of want to start to reduce my exposure on the US. I've only got one on at the moment. It doesn't really bother me. But if you've got a load of US exposure on, you might want to start to scale out of some of it, because we've got some volatility coming in the next week or so. So maybe worth just setting some alarms just to warn you that you've got to certain price points. And if you're interested in maybe even taking a partial, just get some of it off. Because you know what he's like. He could send it into absolute free fall or rocket mode for days. So yeah, and you've also got the added Elon Musk factor. Now we know Musk moves the market, and now Musk is on his right arm. You got 2 people which potentially can influence these markets dramatically every day. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun 4 years. It was last time. I'm sure it will be this time. Right, so have a good day. Anything you need, I'll be back tomorrow for the members. I'll be back on Wednesday afternoon, and I'll be in Discord until then if you need me. All right, so have a good day. Anything you need, let me know.